Hey, what is up? This is Martha D. Staub with That Hashtag Show, and I'm back to review episode 8 of Lower Decks titled I, Excretus. Now, this one is nuts. I enjoyed it. I laughed. There's a lot to unpack in this episode, so let's dive right on in. So our lower deckers are doing a spacewalk, minding their own business, doing their duties. Captain Freeman decides to answer a distress call and takes off and leaves these poor lower deckers out in space. They were out there for 6 hours until they came back and realized they were gone. Oh my gosh. To be honest, the lower deckers were furious. Freeman and Mariner just got into it. She's like, I get Star Trek's life or death, but it's like our lives and our death. Like, how can you mess that up? How could you leave us? And so she is furious. So now Starfleet has brought in a drill instructor to come in and kind of help the crew get more in cohesiveness with each other and to kind of understand what each one goes through. And so they're gone through a set of drills. The drill instructor, she's a Pandorian. Now, we've seen Pandorians in the animated Star Trek series. These are things that can split their bodies up into 30 pieces. So this Pandorian, her name is Shari Yem Yen. And every time she talks to everybody or anything, she's splitting up into 3 pieces. The entire crew is set to go through these drills. Now, one of the things that she says is the lower deckers are now going to be upper senior class officers, while the senior class officers are going to be down in the lower decks. So they start to experience and role reverse what that's like. They go into these pods and they start experiencing these drills. So there's a lot of Easter eggs in this episode. The drills are from previous experiences that other Starfleet crews have gone through. So let me go down the list. Time Trap, Triple Troubles, not to the original series, and Deep Space Nine, because they did a triple episode. From Q to Q, that could be anything, mostly TNG, but any Q episode. Borg Encounter, Cause and Effect, Natural Selection, Evolution, Survival of the Fittest, Chain of Command, Hero Warship, Carbon-Based Units, and Naked Time. All right, most of those I can just clearly pick out of, those are titles of TNG episodes, so they are set to experience some of these things in their drills. Mariner's first to go up. She goes into the Mirror Universe, and I actually really like this nod because Mariner is actually wearing the Mirror Universe outfit of Uhura, which I have behind me somewhere. And so, really sweet nod. I saw that Tawny Newsome actually posted a post on that was a really great honor to have that Uhura outfit on in that episode. So she's in there, she's trying to take on the Mirror Universe and try to do this drill correctly. Ends up failing. Ensign Tendi has to give an honorable death to a Klingon. She can't do it. Nope, fail. Rutherford failed as the chief of engineering. He blew up the ship. Boimler has to be my favorite. He goes up against the Borg. So he goes in, does his drill, and he goes to the simulation, goes to the drill, and he succeeds. And he scores a 78%. He's like, not good enough. And in true Boimler fashion, he goes back into the pod and does it again, does it again, does it again. Mariner is just, she's over it. She failed at the Western, she failed at the Mirror Universe, so now she gets thrown into Naked Time. And Naked Time, she's like, oh God, is that disease or that virus that makes everyone fight and have sex? It is! If you remember, I think it's the 2nd episode of the 1st season of TNG. This is where Lieutenant Tasha Yar and Data got it on. Yeah, classic episode. Yeah, it was funny. I just couldn't. I was just like, this is really happening. They don't care. They're gonna put it out there. And so she runs to an airlock and throws herself into space. She's like, nope, nope, not happening. On the flip side, Captain Freeman and her senior staff are dealing with their lower decks lives. And Captain Freeman's like, it's not that bad. There's no care in the world. You sleep in a bunk. Like, she's like, well, I remember when I was lower decks. It was fun. They start going through these drills. And of course, the lower deckers know nothing as to what's happening up on the bridge, or there's a fight already. No one knows anything. So Captain Freeman and the senior staff are set to stack boxes. They're starting to see the redundancy of some of these tasks. So, it's good to see that role reversal, and that's also helps with the character development. Now they both know, you know, what it's like to be on each side of that coin. And so it's really great. The reason these drills were actually happening on this ship, we come to find out that the Pandorian was actually trying to keep her job because Starfleet was wondering, were these even valid? You know, why in the world would we test a crew if everyone keeps passing them? So the Cerritos crew was actually targeted. They were targeted to fail. And so of course this pisses off Captain Freeman and Mariner. They're like, you know, these drills were rigged. You know, you're trying to keep your job, you know. Freeman's like, I'm not standing for that. You're not failing us. Change all of our grades on this. And she's like, I can't, you know, it is what it is. You know, everything that has happened already has happened. And Mariner points out, wait, Boimler's still doing his Borg drill. The program's still running. We can still fix our scores. So Freeman decides to take the crew on the most dangerous thing she can find. We saw a crystalline entity, which we haven't seen since the episode of Data Lore. It scares the hell out of the drill instructor. And she's like, all right, you guys pass, I'm done. The senior officers come to the lower deckers and they're like, you know what, we now understand what you guys have been going through, we're sorry. And they gift them a new replicator with some of the really good food, because now that the upper senior class has now experienced the food that the lower deckers are eating. So this, I mean, overall, this episode was entertaining, and may I add, the Borg Queen herself, Alice Krige, came back to voice the Borg Queen, which was really great. I love it when people come back and reprise their old roles, and you know, even though if they don't want to do it physically, they can still lend their voice and be a part of the Star Trek lore again, which I think is great. So I think that is it on this episode. I had a lot of fun. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this episode review. Don't forget to like, comment, share. If you write a comment, I will write one down below and respond to you. And I guess we'll see you in the next video. Bye.